I know you miss me, I know. And it's not because I didn't miss you too. I just have been busy. Work has been working, life has been lifing. However, you see my little cute shelf? It's been a while since I talked to y'all. I got an official shelf. Today I'm gonna be talking about some fun stuff, okay? A January TBR. Now normally, honey, I don't make a TBR because it's hard for me to stick to a TBR. Life of a mood reader. Life of a mood reader. It's very hard to stick to a TBR when I make it and then I'm like, I don't like any of these. So this month, okay, I have a 80 book reading goal this year. Last year, I did reach my goal of 75 books. I hit it. A lot of them were nonsense, Kindle Unlimited, monster romances, very much out there, okay? But I got there. I got to my 75 books in the year. This year, my goal is 80 books. I didn't want to go from like 75 to 100 because, honey, that's a big leap. So 5 additional books. This month, I did pick out about 8 books for my TBR. They give a little bit of everything. Romance, romantasy, and fantasy. That's like all I like to read anyway, so honestly just right up my alley. Right up my alley, you get what I'm saying? Anywho, I feel like that's enough of me rambling. I just kind of wanted to talk about my reading goals for this year. I do want to get through a lot of my TBR this year, y'all. So I am putting myself on a book buying bin unless it's something that I already have and it's a continuation of something and I'm trying to get through the series. But I'm not buying just like new series. New series that I have nothing of, I will not be buying. I will be trying to get through this TBR, my physical TBR, and also on my Kindle Unlimited. That's the only way I can read something like new if I don't have something starting it off on my shelf is through my Kindle Unlimited. That is my rule for this year. But on this shelf alone, it's about 180, 85-ish books. Overall, my goal this year is to get a good dent in my physical TBR. So that's why I'm starting off with the January TBR. The first one of 2024. I know we are about 7, 8, 9 days, 10 days by the time you see this. I don't know how many days into January and I have not read jack-ish, okay? I started reading a little Wattpad book the other day, but that don't count. It's not part of the physical TBR. So I do want to show y'all what I'm going to be getting into reading for the month of January and sharing those with you. Here are the 8 books that I plan to read for the month of January. There is some thick girls in here and also some cute little slim girls in here as well, because obviously I didn't want to read just too many back-to-back 600 pages, so I put a little bit of cutie pooties up in here as well. My first book that I have on my TBR is Shatter Me Book 1. Now everybody talks about this series. A lot of people rave about this series that I know on like bookstagram and things like that, and I have the first 3 books. So the first book, the novella, and the second book, Unite Me and Unravel Me. I have both of those. So I want to get into the Shatter Me world and see if I love it as much as like everybody else loves it. I'm kind of curious. Basically, if somebody touches this girl or if this girl touches anyone, they die. So I'm like, that's a cool premise. So I want to get into this and see what's going on with Shatter Me, and see if it's worth the hype. I'll let you know if I think it's worth the hype when I read it. Next up, we have book 2 of a series that I'm reading, or that I did read. I read book 1 of this, Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I read that last year. So this one is book 2, Things We Hide from the Light. I don't remember what I rated book 1. Maybe I should check what I rated book 1. Let's see. So I gave Things We Never Got Over a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I think I gave it that because honestly this book was a drag, or at least book 1 was a drag. I felt like it was a drag. It was very much a slow romance, a slow burn romance. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the second one, Things We Have from the Light. It's pretty. It's pretty. It's pink. It's my favorite color. But if it's gonna be another slow burn, Lucy might be losing me. Her books are thick. I feel like at least 200 pages can get cut out of her books and they'll still be just as good. Just as good, if not better. So we'll see. Things We Have from the Light, book number 2, January TBR. Here we are, book 2 of the Chestnut Springs series by Elsie Silver. This is Heartless. Now y'all, I loved Flawless so bad, and I've started reading this actually a few times. It looks like I'm on page 99, chapter 10, and honestly I can already tell that I'm gonna love Cade. Okay, I already knew that I was gonna love him from the beginning of Flawless, but now he has his own book and I know I'm gonna love him even more. Cade and Willa, I already know it's gonna eat when they get it on, okay, later on in this book, just based off of like their first initial interaction, how they have interactions now, like their build up and stuff. I know it's gonna eat. I know it's gonna eat. I think last year I read A Single Mom Romance Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, and this is my first single dad romance, and it is giving what needed to be gave. Okay, next up I have a book that my friends rave about. Boop. Magnolia Parks. This is by Jessa Hastings. Now I know I literally could not find the original covers anywhere. So many people hate on these covers and like literally despise them, but I could not find the original covers anywhere. I tried so long, even on Amazon, so I just went ahead and bought this from my local like Barnes & Noble or whatever. So I'm interested to see. All I know is that it's pretty messy, with the girl liking the boyfriend's best friend and they like sneaking around. I don't know, but I'm for the mess. Okay, I'm for the mess and I'm for the petty, so I was like, bring it on. I'm also going to be watching Gossip Girl for the first time like ever this year. It's on my like watch list of series. I want to finish Gilmore Girls and then watch Gossip Girl like start to finish. I also want to get through like 90210, those types of things, but Gossip Girl I have to start watching along with like reading this to see if it really does give those Gossip Girly type of vibes, you know. My next book on my TBR is a book that's literally by one of my instant buy authors. I don't care if it doesn't eat like how her other books ate, but I hope it does eat because I literally love every single one of her other books. I have every single one of her other books, and that is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. Now Miss Lauren Asher did not disappoint me in Dreamland Billionaires. I'm also currently in the middle of reading the Dirty Air series. I have about 2 more books left in that series, and then I would have read like all of her books leading up to Love Redesigned. So I did go ahead and instant buy Love Redesigned, and I hope I love it. I hope I love it. I love her writing. I love Lauren's writing. She never disappoints me. The way she can write a character brings you to your knees. You know, she writes men that bring you to your knees, period. Now I won't lie when I talk about this next book, but this next book was definitely inspired by Book Talk, and that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Now this one says at the top, hunted, hunter, destined for each other. So it's basically like a girl without magic powers and a guy with magic powers that hate people without magic powers, and they're gonna like fall in love. He's supposed to be hunting her because she doesn't have powers but she can fight or something. I'm under that impression. However, this was solely impressed by from TikTok, from Book Talk. Everybody has been raving about this for forever, so I caved and I bought it. It isn't the special edition from Barnes & Noble that has the pink flowers and like the cooking recipes. I wish I would have gotten that one, but I couldn't find it in the Barnes & Noble, so I just went ahead and bought the regular edition of it. But I'm pretty sure it's still gonna eat. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see, because I love a good Hunger Games-esque inspired, you know, romantasy. So that's what this one is kind of giving me, like Hunger Games vibes, you know. I'm hoping I love this. I'm hoping I love this. I'm hoping I love this. Don't cancel me, okay? Don't cancel me, but I had ordered this and I couldn't cancel my order. So I'm gonna be reading Iron Flame this month as well. I did go ahead and start reading this also. You can kind of see where I got to in it. I got to about page 248. Actually, that's pretty deep in this for me to get. And then I stopped reading it. But I've read this and stopped reading it and read this and stopped reading it so many times since it's been released. I picked it up, wanted to love it. I just feel like so far it hasn't captured me like Fourth Wing. My last book is also heavily influenced by TikTok. I cannot lie, I am easily influenced by the girlies, the readers online. Thank you so much, reader girlies online. Okay, this one is Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Moniscalco. Now I love a good map. I love a good map in a book. Please give me a fantasy book that got a map in the beginning. I am ready for this, okay? I don't know anything about this. I'm going into this very blind. I just know that I loved the cover and I saw a lot of people talking about it online. She wrote Kingdom of the Wicked. So I'm expecting a good bit of niceness from this. A lot of people love the Kingdom of the Wicked series. I'm told that this is like an adult Kingdom of the Wicked because, you know, Kingdom of the Wicked is YA. I'm told that this one is more like adult fantasy, adult romantasy, and that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I know some girlies can read books and be like, oh my gosh, it doesn't need to have spice, it doesn't need to have all that. I need it. I need the spice, okay? I am an adult. I need the adults. I love a good romance. I love to be kicking and screaming and squealing and kicking my feet, you know, blushing from the pages, okay? All right, friends, that is my January TBR right here. All 8 books for my January TBR. Honestly, I wasn't lying when I told you it's nothing but fantasy and romance. Shatter Me is a YA, so I'm gonna give y'all that, but I just have heard that that series eats so well, so I'm gonna eat it, okay? I'm gonna try it out for a little breakfast special and hope that it gives what I needed it to give. All right, I did want to go and read a couple of books from Kindle Unlimited, so these are a few like honorable mentions for my January TBR. That would be book 3 of the Windy City series by Liz Tom Ford. That is Caught Up. I ate up Mile High and The Right Move. I ate them up. I devoured them. Oh my freaking gosh. Oh my gosh. They were so unexpected and so enjoyable. I loved them. So I can't wait for the baseball one that is in Caught Up. The Four Horsemen by Laura Thalassa. I wanted to read Famine. I actually ate up the other 2 as well. I also want to read book 2 of the Indigo Ridge series, Juniper Hill, and that's by Devney Perry. And I also want to get to Divine Rivals. That's on Kindle Unlimited. So those 4 are like my honorable mentions for my January TBR. Caught Up, Famine, Juniper Hill, and Divine Rivals. I want to see if I can get through those. We'll see. Normally I can read way faster on my Kindle sometimes than I can like a physical book. I don't know if there's any correlation, but sometimes I can. So yeah, friends, that is all for my January TBR and my reading goals for the year. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in the next one. I promise I'll be more consistent, girl. I won't leave you hanging like that anymore. Stick around for more bookish things with me. Bye. Thank you. Bye.